Hi, good afternoon. I am Poem Praise 2 coming to you at 2:02. And for today, I have for you, I'm going to continue with the notes regarding the 21queens.com summit that I went to. Now, for the notes, this is going to be day 5 of the notes. And for the subject matter of the notes that we went through on day 5, and excuse me on that, let us continue on. On day 5 the title is Those That Matter Most: Family, Loved Ones, and Relationships. And I'll be right back because I like my timer because I don't want to hold you too long. But let me go grab it real quick, okay? One moment. Because, time be of the essence. So, I'm not trying to hold you too long. So I went ahead and got the timer and certainly going to go ahead and start it up here. We're going to continue right along regarding those that matter most: family, loved ones, and relationships. Dating and marriage, communicating effectively is the first topic. And certainly I'm going to go ahead and say peace and blessings be to you. I'm going to go ahead and wave to IG address D8P Water Z28 has joined us in the room. We're going over the notes, and this is day 5 regarding those that matter most: family, loved ones, and relationships. And continuing right along, loving others, relationships, motherhood, friendships, parenting, and aging parents. Love yourself first and need for community. Thank you for the peace, DA Water Z28, and peace be to you also, sister. Regarding the notes, getting back, certainly we are going to love ourselves first. And who was also there at the conference was Robin Garner, and she's a heck of a poet. You can actually reach her, Robin G, for her YouTube address, to actually, if you would like to listen to some poetry. Now, I know she has every Thursday night, she does something. Behind all good women, there should be a man beside her. Not in front of her, not behind her, not up under her, above her, but right beside her. That's not in my notes. I just thought I'd do a little ad lib with my notes. And Dr. Adrian N. Carter is leadership and conflict resolution expert, Carter Development Group, LLC. And for her is www.adriancarterspeaks.com, which is ADRIANCARTER speaks, SPEAKS.com. And it's on love, loved ones, and relationships. Next is always in a state of building or breaking down relationships. First with self and other aspects of life we're mindful of. And next I have is, how do you or I love them? Self-love. 1, self-care. Words. And then I have I, so certainly things that you see visually, I believe is what I'm talking about here in my notes. And to speak to self. So the words that you tell yourself, that's that internal conversation that you have. How communicate, how committed am I to me? Sorry about that. And here's a little I I'm talking about in my notes. I just put it there. You might be able to see it. It's kind of like that one eye emoji. But certainly how you speak to yourself and how you see yourself. And get an affirmation tab. Get an affirmation app. Spirit or physical. Now you can actually get an app. I don't actually have an app on a personal basis. I have affirmations, but they're like posted on the wall so I can like read them. And we're going to go right along because I want to make sure in my time constraints. Next is number 2, finance, relationship with money. Pray on how to use my money. It's a tool. Learn how to map out budget. Do necessary to learn about money management, financial planner. And I guess I could just add some personal my notes. For budgeting, I like of what I do when I budget is I'll write down all the bills that I have due in the month, the day that it's due, the amount, and then when it's due by. Is actually how I do it. And it's like in a little book like this. Like I'll have the bill, the amount, and then by the due date. And then I'm a checklist person. So, I'll have it where when it's done and I paid it, then I check it off. And then that keeps me on my budget for the month regarding the check off list. Because I like to check things off. Next is number 3. Health is the new wealth. How we take care of ourselves. There is nothing like having money and not having your health. Keeping up with self and show up whole. Love is a risk worth taking. That was said by Dr. Cassandra. Start to become curious. That was by Dr. Alicia McLaughlin. And I don't know if I said her name correctly. And usually when I do that, I'll spell it. So her first name is Alicia. Last name is MC, capital LAUGHLIN. Accept the person who they really are or is. Decide, am I willing to accept this? Change comes from the maker, not the consumer. Love you so deeply that you can't be hurt. No, that didn't sound right. I didn't say it right as my notes. Love, you need to love so deeply. So just give a love that's so deep that you can't be hurt. Love yourself to health and life. Can't live with or grow from. Give up and flexible. Make self better because of person. I want to give person what they need. A wise woman, this comes out of like Proverbs 31 regarding this particular note right here. A wise woman builds her house, not tear it down. And architects of relationships. So architects actually build things, and sometimes they might have a blueprint, so they might actually have it mapped out what it looks like and the purpose of what they're going to build. So you take that same concept into your life regarding mapping things out, regarding making a picture if you so have to, and then actually start building it for that purpose. Now we both, there's 2 of us in the room, so I'm talking to me and to my sister here, that we can build. Because we some builders. That's not in the note. And the sandwich. Now, here's a sandwich. And this is the first time I heard this in this Queen's conference. She was talking about the sandwich. And the sandwich, I wrote it down, is the good, what we need, and the good. So slowing the conversation down. I know she said something like that when you're talking to the opposite sex, the sandwich. So I guess you need to listen, and then the good, what we need, and then the good. I don't know. I haven't practiced that yet. That might have to go into practice to really actually understand that concept and to get good at it. Because just remember for the future, the sandwich, the good, what we need, incorporated in the good, and then the good again. Slowing conversation down. Between couples, that's something in between couples when you're communicating. So I don't know if this is for now or for some time in the future, but may God allow us to remember the sandwich, the good, what we need, and then the good. So I guess work that out the right way. Between couples, be intentional about self-care and being your best. Every man your date is your right man. Allow time to heal. Blending. Need of my child, very important. Communication is key with any relationship and how to communicate effectively. And next is parental alienation, is when the custodial parent is upset with the ex, but uses the kid as a pawn, or you keep the child from the parent. That is the definition of parental alienation. Right here, we're talking about either couples or we're talking about individuals who are married or possibly divorced. And we were talking about custody. And that's where this conversation is coming from right here regarding the positive relationships and communicating. And then regarding some things that may happen in relationships. Now, Love Must Be Tough by, and that's actually a book. Healing is internal. So let me... Love Must Be Tough. It's a book by James Dobson, is who that book is by. So I got the title, but I didn't have the actual author, but now I do. And certainly wrote that down. Was told that the best revenge is success, but it's not. The best revenge is to completely heal and you realize you did not need revenge. And moving right along, give myself, so this is personal, but then I'm going to make this be universal. So give yourself the best love affair. No, don't say fair. Love life. Give myself and yourself the best love life I or you have ever had. My life and your life will soar. Repel love I don't need. It's kind of like, no, don't, they ain't trying to get that, ain't trying to feel that, back up off me, ain't trying, this is not the love I'm trying to receive. You're not giving it to me, so I think I might just, I don't know, like a rubber band, let it bounce off, and attract what I need. So be an attraction of what it is that you need. And one of my affirmations that I have is I attract those who, I attract individuals who help me with what I need. It's something of that nature of the affirmation for that. And sacred selfishness. Sacred selfishness. Healing is possible. Don't let the temporary today affect the blessings of tomorrow. Don't build houses where there should be tents. Let that one sink in. Don't build houses where there should be tents. Tent is just temporary. You just putting a tent up and you might not even stay there that long. Maybe it might be one night, it's going to take certain type of weather, but not all types of weather. So, houses are different than tents. And definitely how you build them and how you sustain them and what you could put in them if we break it down like that. So, yeah, build houses where don't do that. We want to build houses, but certainly don't try to build a house where it should be a tent. If it's a tent, it's a tent. Now, then we talked about, we said, at the same time, wow, really? Okay. That's that energy. It's got to be. We even got that energy in the room here. And I'm just going live. It's all to the, look, I'm going to do it in sign language. It's all to the G-O-O-D good. It's all good. Okay, next is, we talked about alpha male or sigma male. Sigma male, I have in parentheses, is soft spoken. So I guess that was in reference to the type of individual a person is, whether they're alpha. I got to do a little bit more research on that. That's in my notes, but yeah, because you have like different, okay, if you have an alpha female and an alpha male, I mean, they might communicate or do things a lot different, and that's just something to be cognizant of or aware of, the type of individual that you are, depending on who you actually communicate with. It could be in communication too. For real. I'm just saying. And then the last notes I have is date night. An illustration. So illustration means to me in my notes that I guess you have to see it. See it to believe it or practice it. Lack of communication has cracks. So, and that, I guess you definitely will want to have the cracks with lack of communication. Stuff can fall through the cracks if you have some cracks. If it's not like solid and it's not smooth, yeah, things can actually seep through, and that's not good in regards for foundation purposes. It's not good to have cracks all in the foundation, because whatever you build on top of that foundation, if it's got some cracks, it could come crumbling down. So definitely want to know about how the foundation is. And guess what? That does complete the notes that I have for those that matter most: family, loved ones, and relationships. So stay tuned for tomorrow, coming to you from Poem Praise 2 at 2. I'm going to be going over the last day of the notes for the future. I'll give you a little preview, for the future, discussing our legacy and leadership. So I certainly do thank you, D.A.P. Waters E28, for staying here all the way to the end of this live. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support, and you are certainly welcome. I want everyone to be well, to be blessed, to be safe, and it be it thy will. I'll talk with you soon. From me to you is Poem Praise 2, and I'm signing off to you. Later, y'all.